In this video, we'll go over the escape sequence. An escape sequence is just a special character combination that allows Java to perform printing out things that you normally couldn't see, such as a new line or a tab, which are the two escape sequences that we're going to be focusing on. Java has several escape sequences, but the new line and the tab are the ones that are of most interest to us. So let's take a look at what's going on here in code. Zoom up there a little bit, and in this line right here, notice we've got a system.out.print. Now normally, this is the first time we've seen it like this. Normally it's a system.out.println. So what's the difference between this line right here and this line right here? The ln, that automatically inserts a new line at the end of this line. So let's look at the line. This says Haley is awesome too. But because it has an ln in front of it, that means whatever system.out.print line, whatever line comes next, that's going to appear on a new line. Other people who are also awesome. This right here, Mr. Storm is awesome. We'll get rid of this \n for a second. Mr. Storm is awesome. Because it says print, there's no automatic new line at the end of this line. So this just says print on this line, Mr. Storm is awesome. And then your next sys.out.print, continue where we left off right here. So if we compile and run this, and we'll compile it, run it, and right there, there's your Mr. Storm is awesome exclamation point right here. Because there's no ln at the end of theirs, that says we're not going to the next line. We're just going to continue where we left off. So there's your Haley is awesome too, which that happens right there. Haley is awesome too. But because there's an ln at the end of this says once this line is done, go to the new line, which in this case is line number 7, other people who are also awesome. Okay, so now we're going to introduce what is the escape sequence. The escape sequence is just the \n. And what this escape sequence does is it says this. It says, look, remember the print, that doesn't go to a new line. So it says print, Mr. Storm is awesome. There's your exclamation point, nothing has changed. And then we're going to do a \n, go to the new line. So this escape sequence just takes care of the ln that we've always put in there. So we're going to compile and we're going to run it. And there's your Mr. Storm is awesome. And because this escape sequence is here, that says jump to the new line. By the way, we can throw one right here just to see what it looks like. And notice that it doesn't matter that the n is next to the I and s because Java will see this just as a regular character, as a new line, no matter where it's placed. So we're going to compile and run. And there's Mr. Storm, go to a new line, is awesome. Go to a new line, Haley is awesome too. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. So let's look at the rest of our code. There's your new line. This implies a new line. The ln says jump to your next line. And then we've got system.out.print. Now notice at the end of this T, there is no new line. It's not an ln, so that means whatever comes at the end of here, okay, once we get to this awesome, that's going to be printed on exactly the same line. So other people who are also awesome, and in this case it's going to be Reese, okay? Reese is going to be printed right there. Let's take this away. I'm going to get rid of those. Because there's no new line, we'll compile and run it. And there's other people who are also awesome, Reese. Well, why? Because this says do not go to a new line, and there's no escape sequence bouncing it to another line. We're going to put that back, though, and let's see what this says. This says go to a new line, and then we've inserted our second escape sequence, the \t, which means tab out. Let's get rid of this one here. So we're going to, not only are we going to go to another line, we're also going to tab, which is why, let's compile that. Run it, why Reese appears all the way out here, because we've actually tabbed out to Reese. Okay, so there's your new line, there's your tab, and this says automatically go to another line. What would happen if we put another \n at the end of there? So this says go to a new line, tab out, spell Reese, then do another new line, and we'll run that. And you'll notice that we have two new lines. Here's your first new line, and then the forced second new line. Okay, so let's get rid of this, and we'll compile that, and we'll run that as well. And so everything's printing the way we want to. Let's get rid of this \t. We're just going to put this up top, right up here. There's our tab escape sequence. So this should work, right? I should put Eric right where we wanted him to be, but it doesn't. Notice that Eric is on the left side of the screen. That's because, watch the cursor, Reese, the tab is right there. See the cursor? Because what we said is print a line, okay? And that println just puts Eric on the next line. Println, and then do a backslash new line. There's your backslash T for Reese, and then we did another tab. So we did tab out here, but then whenever we went to the new line, the tab went away. So that's it for escape sequences. Where you put them is important. Just an ln counts as a backslash n for an escape sequence.